Well, thank you all for coming. Why are we here tonight? We're here to reunion. We have a reunion, so thank you all for showing up, coming from all parts of the country to be here. Thank you to Rajesh, our chair, for providing such a great department and leading such a great department for us. Thank you. And thank you to the staff that are here supporting all the tutors and all those people behind the scenes that made the event possible. The event's really, really nice. Thank you to all the organizers. My partner in crime on the organization is Tatis Cervantes, so thank you so much, Tatis. Thank you to Cisco for all those reunion t-shirts. And thank you to our current tutors for helping all of our current students. And thank you to our tutor alumni for coming here to celebrate with us. So there's been a lot of change in the past 5 years since we had our first tutor reunion. I know that directly. There's less of me here today than 5 years ago. 45 pounds ago, that was 5 years ago. So thank you so much. Thank you. 30 of them went away a year ago, so, and that isn't. And there's a little less of my heart here too, but I'm still here. So thank you. Unfortunately, not everyone could be with us tonight, so I just wanted to acknowledge Aisha and Cesario, who are both very dedicated tutors, both while they were here as students, and then afterwards they graduated. They both came back and volunteered and helped our students. So Cesario was here at our last reunion, and they're both with us tonight here in spirit. So what other changes? Well, enrollment in CSE has exploded. You might hear more about that coming up soon. And so the tutors are more important than ever. So our students improve through tutoring. You all make a big difference. What is a tutor? Our last definition, someone who makes the world a better place, one person at a time. Do you like that definition? Yes. And so you started as tutors. I'm wondering when you stop. When you graduate, at that job interview, you're asked questions just like a student, and then you're the subject matter expert on you. So that's just like a tutoring session. Technical interviews, technical discussions with your fellow engineers. You're explaining concepts. You're trying to persuade people about your point of view, how it's technically feasible. Really, any time in your professional career, you've learned how to better communicate and to be successful. So when do you stop tutoring? Never. Why is tutoring important? Well, you want to help students learn to solve their own problems. The tutors establish the CSE department culture of students helping students, and it's just the most unique culture of any university that I know of. So thank you to everyone, all you tutors that helped to do this. So many of the tutors have fun and excitement in problem solving, so they're inspiring students to strive for greatness. And it's okay not to know, right? If you don't know, then there's a reason to know. There's a reason to ask a question. There's just so many reasons that tutors are important. There are just too many reasons to list them all. So again, thanks so much. Here's our all kinds of networking that goes on. Tutoring there's so much. Anyway, you know all this, so I'd like to turn the evening at the moment over to our Professor Rajesh Gupta, the chair of the CSE department.
Thank you, Gary. I'm Rajesh. I became chair 3 years ago. You know the way they make chairs? Not the one you're sitting on, though they're similar. They find the most unsuspecting volunteer and volunteer him or her. So they volunteered me. Unfortunately, they volunteered me at a time when the campus was going through financial shrink. And they didn't tell me the growth is happening at the same time. Less money, much less money. So, okay. And so the TA budget was like, one TA per 80 students. How do you TA 80 students? So I had this student affairs director at that time, Samira, wonderful lady. And now Lynn does that. She said, never mind, we'll take care of it. Okay, what are you going to do? She said, okay, so we assign TAs to classes, and we have, like, we used to give 3 TAs, now we give 2 TAs. Isn't the faculty member going to complain? Yeah, I'm going to give 500 hours of tutors. 500 sounded very good. I had no idea what that meant, by the way, but it solved the problem. And many of the instructors walked away with big smile. In fact, some of the instructors, like Rick, said, I only want the tutors. So I said, tutors must be some kind of, reward or something, that there's some secret going on here. And it actually is. You'll be surprised. The campus doesn't know. We got the secret weapon. Now it is out in the public, and they all ask me, so what is this tutor thing you have? It's not in the university budgets, by the way. They don't even know about it. They know about TAs. And that 500 hours of tutor is cheaper than a TA, especially since many of the tutors don't want to be paid or can't be paid. But even if they were $5, $15.36 an hour or something like that. So it was like a godsend. It will take me more than a year to figure out what compelling propositions tutors were. And I tell you, I was so impressed. One day, Taner just dragged me and said, let me take you out to round table. Now, you look at my size, I like round table, but, not that much. Not that much. And what I saw just literally opened my eyes. I had Rick Ord, like a rock star. He is a rock star. Something like a dozen kids having fun. A dozen kids with lots of pizza around. And they're grading things. And Tanner tells me that, 3 hours after taking the exam in this 200-student class, they will have their scores. You tell me. I teach classes, and sometimes I'm embarrassed to tell you that I don't return the exams until almost close towards the end of the course. Final exams are coming. I tell you what I dread most about the final exam is grading. So now you got a talent pool that has fun. That is a number one requirement before you do anything. Likes each other, interacts, and by the way, gets all these things done for a very low cost. I'm now speaking like an administrator. So what is it? What drives the TA tutor ecosystem we have? Took me a while, and what I saw was phenomenal. You cannot create a compelling teaching experience without people around you who can actually talk to you at your eye level and maybe at the same level of language too, and have fun with you. So I'm so happy to be here. And I'm also very happy this week to share with you the phenomenal news we had that we have been sitting on for a while, just to make sure that you will be in town before we announce, literally. And yesterday the campus announced, some of you might know, the Chancellor announced that of the contributions we have had from alumni, we had one alumni donor who has donated $18.5 million to the department. For what? For the singular purpose of taking this department is the third stage of the rocket to a new orbit. We are already the fastest rising department in the nation in last 15 years, coming near anywhere from rank 11 to 14 or 15, to bring it solidly within top 5. We cannot get there unless our undergraduate experience is compelling. So we're going to make that happen. Now you might remember when you were in APM or even this building, which by the way modeled after the same. What is the lab experience like? You come into the building, you're in the basement, nobody else knows, and you can't get out either. The only time you get out is 4.4 years later. You make very good friends, no problem about that. But I said, and I was very touched when one student asked me, I was in the basement, are we allowed to go upstairs? Literal question. I'm not making it up, by the way. I make up a lot of things, but this is not one. This actually happened. You know why he asked that? Because that elevator is disabled during off hours. Talk about security risk. This is the stupidest possible design I've ever seen in a building. So when I became a chair, I said, you know what? Gosh, I had the money to blow this building apart. Imagine, I'm saying this at a time where the university has no money, maybe to buy more than, even paper towels or something like that. I mean, it's money. They don't have anything, and I'm telling, I'm going to take a 5-year-old building and remodel it. This is like a Sacramento news, B news. But I persisted. This particular donor saw the vision of what I was trying to do, and I was so enthused to actually see that happen. It will happen. I will open up this building, not this one, the next door, with the only purpose that anybody who visits this building, before going into that building, wants to go into that building. Let me show you how it will look like. So in fact, we had some graphics designers and architects work on the plan, and they actually projected it on a big cave, how it is going to look like. I'm going to walk you through that.
So this is a redesign of the CSE building, 3D model of the concept, I guess, that I loaded up as a project I've been working on for a couple of weeks, so that you can navigate around the 3D model using the Connect. I believe they're considering adding in a new stairway here into the CSE building.
I intend to take the skylight on the quad and blow it up.
Possibly look something like this once it's constructed.
Isn't connect. Isn't Connect cool?
Maybe add in some extra furniture down in the basement. Some extra lab space upstairs.
Now, when you come to somebody's house, or you come to a building, you come to a lobby, and that lobby makes a statement who they are. There's only one statement computer science department will make when this is done. The main entrance will be this area. And it will go through a whole bunch of labs and meeting places where people like you, tutors, and the students will be sitting there and arguing or whatever they want to do, designing things. The first impression of this department will be you, will be the undergraduates, for everyone. Whether it's a visitor, whether it's a scientist, whether it's a researcher, whether it's a big shot or low shot, doesn't matter. This is how we are going to be. This is who we are going to be. And I'm so glad and so thankful to this donor for making that happen. I was very surprised. I was out of town to hear that they put a big picture of me and this donation as the front page of the local newspaper. But it tells us something. We're connected to this community. And they feel as good as we do. When we are happy, they're happy. And I'm going forward. I look forward to seeing that. Hopefully, by the time next reunion comes around, you will be crawling those spaces. Let me now take some time to honor one of our own. Paul Kube has been with us. Paul, let me say a few things, then you can clap even more. Paul has been with us since the founding of the department. And Paul is a secret weapon who has preserved my external persona and prevented people from finding out how incompetent I am. Whenever, every quarter we have to schedule classes, I have no clue who does which class well. And Paul is the encyclopedia of gently guiding and saying, yeah, we can assign this, we can assign this. And he can look through me and knows I have no clue what I'm doing. But somehow the courses get assigned, classes get filled. And here's another thing that happens wonderfully. As it will happen, when you assign courses, instructors to teach, there are not enough instructors to teach. Of course, you can make the classes bigger, but then I want to make the classes smaller. So I want to create more sections. I create more sections, but I don't have people to teach. Invariably, Paul will say, I'll teach it. Think about it. He's the only instructor, or one of the very few one, who actually has taught more than he's required to, a lot more. And he's retiring with all these credits to having taught that many courses. And I said, Paul, what can I do? He said, just let me retire. And I have a hard time hearing that. He has been saying that for 1 full year, and I've ignored him. I told the staff, just delay the paperwork. For 1 full year. After 1 year, he put his foot down. He said, now I got to do it. So I said, okay, Paul. We gave him Best Teacher Award a year ago at the JSOE. And I was so pleased to go through all the comments by the students. It's amazing what a word of him our students think of him. So, Paul, please come up and let me share with you a nice plaque that the team has prepared for you. Well, we are 25 years old, and this says 25 years of outstanding contributions, Dr. Paul Kube. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Paul, you want to say a few words, maybe? By the way, this is not on the script.
Yeah, I was led to believe that I wouldn't have to say any words. Well, thank you for all the kind things that you made up about me, Rajesh. And I'll miss this place. Of course, I'm being dragged back to teach a little bit next year, so I'm not leaving completely, but I'll certainly have lots of memories of it, and as I'm sure you will. And I don't know, seeing somebody retire, maybe that's just a distant illusion for many of you, but if you just stay at it long enough, it can happen.
Thank you. Now I'd like to hear some perspectives from our alumni tutors, selected ones. So can you come up? Sarah and Ankur and Anu, come on up.
It was alphabetical. It was A, Uncle. No, it was by last name. CSE Tutors isn't here, so figure it out this morning. Hi. My name is Sarah Esper. We weren't necessarily instructed on what to say, but just to kind of give a couple words on what the tutor program means to us. So I will say that when I started UCSD, I was a bioengineering pre-med major, sitting in a 300-person biology class where students didn't want to work on homework together because they didn't want you to get a leg up on them. I took a CS class because one of my friends suggested that I might like it because I like problem solving. And my first year in the labs with Chad and my good friend Brian, who's not here today, stayed up to work. Gosh. You know, having them help me late nights when I had no clue what was happening, and they didn't even know because I would break the code so horribly that it just didn't even make any sense at any point. You can see Chad shaking his head. You know, and taking classes from Beth Simon was my first teacher, and then Gary and Rick. Watching these tutors be like gods to me because they could fix my completely broken programs, and then being invited by Gary to be one of those tutors, not feeling like I was ready, but really excited to join them. And then, you know, working with Rick as a tutor, and then finding Beth, who's now my PhD advisor here, where I'm doing computer science education. I think it's clear that tutoring has really affected my life, from the degrees that I'm earning now to the startups that I'm starting in computer science education. This department is really what I think is moving me forward, particularly the tutor program and the wonderful instructors that I've been able to work with. So that's all I have to say.
Hi, my name is Ankur Jain. I'm from the graduating class of 2011. I'm currently at Amazon. I've been with the Kindle group for about 2 years now. I attended UCSD for 7 years, and I was a tutor here for 6 of those years. And that part of college has been one of the most rewarding experiences for me at UCSD. From the perspective of a student, tutors were an invaluable resource for me, especially for the very first CSE classes I took here. They saved me countless hours of frustration and just wasted time, which I probably would have faced in general as a new undergrad. From the perspective of a tutor, the program has given me a lot. It gave me a way to develop strong leadership skills, better communication skills. It gave me some of the closest friends I have today, and family. So I'm very grateful for that. And it also taught me an important principle over and over again, that no matter, you might think you know something very well until you need to explain it to someone who doesn't. And that's very applicable out in real life as well. So as my final remark, I'd just like to share one of the first things that comes to my mind when I think of the tutor program here. And actually, that's the amazing faculty that makes it possible. Without their dedication, its tutor program wouldn't be as successful as it is today. So thank you.
Hi, I'm David Luncourt. I work at Google right now. I graduated in the year of 2011. The tutor program for me has been single-handedly the best thing that I did in undergrad. Really, I stumbled upon computer science because one of my friends suggested that I take a class, so I took CSE 11 with Professor Kube, and even at that point, I was kind of considering not really doing CS, just sort of taking a couple of classes and then leaving. But the thing that really kept me sticking through it was just the real sense of the friends and the camaraderie that I felt, which I felt like was so unique, which you don't get at Berkeley, you don't get at all these other schools where everything is so cutthroat, and here people actually encourage you and try to help you through your classes, which is pretty amazing. So what I tell all the people who are coming to UCSD now, all the underclassmen, I really encourage them to become tutors. You know, as you've seen, it's made such a big impact on all of our lives. And really, it makes you an extremely good professional and gives you a lot of contacts that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Last year, we just had a little tutor reunion at my house. We got to just hang out and, you know, chill in the Bay Area. So it was a really great experience, and I think you're going to enjoy kind of what you have in school and really reap the benefits when you're out of college.
Okay, this works. I'm going to skip the podium. My name is Stuart Moskovics. I graduated in '96 and 2000, not the same degree. Undergrad and grad, and I was a tutor for CSE 70, which became CSE 30. Briefly, I do want to recognize, sitting over there, I have to embarrass him, Ken Schwinn, who I believe was the first, if not one of the first, tutors working for Rick way back in the day. So thank you for participating and starting this program. You know, thinking of what to say, there was just a great thing that happened while you guys were outside during the reception. A few of us went over to the new Comp Sci building. We wanted to take a look at the new digs and see if they were as horrible as back as they were at the APM days. So we tried to get into the building. Of course, it's locked. So somebody was in there, and they managed to let us in, and then they were like, okay, well, where do they keep the undergrads? They must be in the basement. So we go to the elevator. We try to get down. Of course, the elevator is not working. You can't go to the basement. So we get out of the basement, and, oh, great, there's a student. So we say to the student, where are the labs? We want to go see the labs. And she looks at us, and she says, she's a grad student. She has no idea. So having been a grad student and undergrad myself, it's nice to see some things haven't changed. But I think it does kind of underscore the importance of the tutor program and the idea of having the undergrads involved with the other undergrads, because you know what, you're kind of on your own. And being able to help the other tutors through the other students through the program, I think is really great. And now that I've been in my career a while, I think one of the things I've learned is, you know, any engineer can write code. Okay, all of you know that's not exactly true, because not every student can write code, right? And that's why we try to weed them out. But, you know, most people, once they make it through, they can write code. But I think the difference between just a regular engineer and a really great engineer is the one that can actually teach others what they know. And those are the people that, you know, basically don't get stuck doing the same thing for 30 years. They will teach others and will train them to do what they're doing, and then they'll go on into management or to leadership roles and learn new things. And I think that's one of the greatest things about the tutor program, at least for myself, to try to teach people and myself how to teach others, how to work with others. And I'm glad to see that it's still going strong, Rick. So thank you.
Hello, everybody. So yeah, I'm Anu Muparthi, and I graduated in 2008 with an undergrad. I work for the photos team on Google+. So what does tutoring mean? I mean, to most of us, it's more than a paycheck, right? And more than a letter of recommendation. We learn how to be good leaders, how to communicate, how to transfer knowledge, patience, and humility. To me, though, it was a lot more than just this. Like Rick says, I'm a misfit here. I was the one with 2 kids, and while I'm not making the photos upload experience awesome, I do raise 2 minions. I had them both at school, and I raised them single-handedly. And you know, to raise 2 kids, work 30 hours a week, and take classes, and our classes are tough, man. You have to be a superwoman, Or, no. Or you need to have a super family. So, show of hands. How many of you know me only as a student and not as a tutor? Let's say I've never tutored. I was only a student. How many of you actually would have known me? I was a good student. I got very good grades. I say Koram, who was my tutor. And so how many of you know me as a tutor, as a TA, who've hired me, who've worked with me, know me somehow? See, and so these hands belong to my super family. These are the hands who carried my backpack when I was pregnant. These are the hands who were my study buddies, who pushed me into getting into grad school. Thanks, Gary. Who were my compiler partners. I'm getting back that A+. My friends, my family, and who basically forced me into getting an internship and going after the job that I want, Rick. And when so many people believe in you and support you, you can't fail. You dig deeper. You go to a class and like, if you're doing bad in a quiz, you're like, what are you doing? I'm a tutor. You can't get such bad grades. Someone is grading your paper and saying, that's Anu Mupati. Isn't she a tutor? So, damn, you study harder. You dig deeper. And so the tutor program, to all the people here, the admin, the faculty, the people who hire us, the supporters, the tutors themselves, you make a difference. In many ways, then, at least to me, you held me up until I found the strength to stand on my own. So thank you. I'm very proud to be a CSE tutor. And like Gary said, I will always be proud to belong to you. Thank you.
Hi, all. I'm Sylvie Nashanian. I graduated in the class of 2009. I started at UCSD as a cognitive science major, nothing to do with coding. It was all psychology, science, research, not much coding at all. And then just about as I was graduating, I decided to take a CSE class, and it happened to be the Weeder class. And Anu and Chad were my first tutors, and it started all from there. I sticked around for another, I was hoping one more year to get out of here as soon as possible and start my professional career, make some money, and live the life that all the students hope to live. Well, it went on for a little longer than I expected, but in the end, it paid off very well. The tutor program that I was afforded the opportunity to participate in made a huge impact on my career moving forward. As Gary mentioned in the slideshow, it doesn't end. I am in IT consulting today, which I love doing. I don't have to write any code, which I figured is not my thing. So I chose the business route, but I do have the technical background, which gives me the credentials to get it in front of the client and make an impression. Having the technical know-how, I can translate between the business and the technical teams. And also, up to this date, I mentor all the new coming employees. So the mentorship still continues. And I think it all started from the tutoring program for me. It's the personality, it's wanting to give back, appreciating the help that you have gotten, which has gotten you so far, and giving it back to the oncoming resources. So thank you. I've had both Paul and Rick and Gary as my professors, and the experience has been tremendous. I wouldn't have been where I am today without all the opportunities afforded at UCSD. So thank you, bunch.
Hi, my name is Torn Tanachat, and I graduated in 06 and also in 08. Right after I graduated, I joined the company that's featured in the internship. There's everywhere, starting today, just to let you know. And I guess what I took away from tutoring, obviously it actually helped me with my internships. A lot of head tutors in CSE 12 helped me get internship at Intuit. Later on, I went to Cisco. And the thing that I took away most, though, that I've learned in the 5 years since I've graduated was, I was in the CSE 125 game demos today, and I'm like, I am just super impressed with all of you younger folk. And I saw there are a lot of current tutors in the audience today, so hats off to you. You guys are the best and the brightest, the best of the best. And it's kind of sad, but also very exciting to know that an even better generation is coming. And in my 5 years, I've seen it. I've had to train new people coming onto my team. And speaking of the internship, yes, there are interns that are super bright and are willing to spend many, many, sleepless nights pounding away at code. And if you're able to take your skills as a tutor, teach them the right way, they can do, your job or something similar to your job much better than you can, and you don't have to do anything at all. So I really enjoyed that aspect. Thanks.
Thank you so much for all that inspiration. I remember all of you as students in my classes, and I don't know, I saw you as tutors before you saw yourselves as tutors, knowing a little bit about what the future might bring, and so it's really great to see all that, transpire. I'd like now to bring forth Lindsey Fowler, the president of the CSE Alumni Board.
Wow, that's my face, really big with really poor resolution. Thanks, guys. So I'm the president of the Computer Science Alumni Advisory Board, and I just wanted to take a few moments to tell you all about a little bit about what we're doing here and how you can stay as involved as alumni. We started the board 4 years ago, and our purpose is kind of twofold. First of all, we advise the department on curriculum and really act as an industry sounding board for the department whenever they are wondering what's going on, making sure that our curriculum is really the best that it can be and really serving our students and getting out into industry. And this is a little bit different from other alumni boards that you see at other campuses. We're really involved here at the department and really integrated. The other part of what we do is alumni outreach. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you can continue to stay involved. So first of all, I'll just tell you about a few events that we're going to be putting on for you over the next year. You will all be seeing announcements about an alumni picnic that we are doing this year. We've done this in Seattle for, I believe, 9 years now, to do an alumni intern picnic every summer. We started in San Diego last year, and this year we're going to do San Diego, the Bay Area, and Seattle all on the same day, and we're going to try to Skype ourselves in so we can do one big CSE alumni picnic. We'll see if technical abilities allow us to do that. So we also have the 25th anniversary celebration of the department coming up. As Rajesh said, this is the 25th year that the department's been here. And this October 11th, we are going to have a big party here for the department as 25th anniversary, and you'll all be invited to come down and join us and really celebrate the 25th year of the department being here. Some other ways that you can get involved are to really encourage your companies to be involved and hire from UCSD, get involved, do hackathons, so, get involved here with the students and really give them some industry exposure. Also, if you are interested in staying up to date on all of our events, get on our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called UCSD CSE Alumni and Students. You can also like the Computer Science Department Facebook page. All of our events go out over both of those, and Facebook's kind of the primary way we communicate with folks. So if you want to stay up to date, get on our Facebook page. And then if you're really interested in staying up to date and really giving back to the Computer Science Department, and the Alumni Board sounds like it's something interesting to you, please come talk to me. We do elections for any vacant board seats we have. We have 12 board seats, and typically every year we have a couple of board seats come vacant. So we're always looking for new members. So if you really are interested in coming and being a real part of and really involved in the computer science department, please come talk to me. We're looking for new board members in the spring here. And then, of course, you can always give to the department. And I believe that we are going to have Rick come tell us a little bit more about that later and how you can give directly to the tutor program. But I'm really glad you are all here, and we are so glad you are invested in this department and staying connected to us as alumni. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsey. I'd like to now bring up lecturer Rick Ord.
So they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So
this is your software tool.
So it's not showing up. Okay, so hack like a champion. I don't know. Hold on here. Is anything showing? See, it's is this an Apple product?
PC product. It should come up. What's wrong?
Oh, is it? It's a hardware problem.
There we go.
Oh my God! Look at that resolution.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Rick's picks.
Okay, so we open in, open with.
There we go. There we go.
Let's see. All right. So you may recognize some of these people, and you may not. Tatis is looking at me. She's going, "Oh my God, he's going off menu." So I am, because I do have a menu of what I'm supposed to talk about, but I haven't really looked at it yet. So Tatis sent me an email. She says, "Here are these talking points I want you to talk about." So I printed it out. I put it in my pocket, and I believe in just-in-time teaching. So I also believe in just-in-time figuring out what I'm going to talk about. But I put together a couple of these pictures, and I'm supposed to talk about getting you to help give back. And these are just some of the pictures that hopefully will bring back some memories. And I just have a few here. This one in particular, this is a Monday after final exams. I had a 7 to 10 p.m. Friday final. Everybody's graduating on Saturday and Sunday. I thought I was going to be grading all of these final exams by myself and maybe getting some econ majors or some visual arts majors that were still around. And we had an entire round table filled with people and significant others and all sorts of other people that were still here, I think. And here's Anu. Look at her. This was, I think, the first time she actually TA'd for me. This looks like CSE 21. And here's a bunch of other people that you might reckon. Oh, there's Encore in there, and a bunch of other people that are hopefully around. And I'm just going to go through these. This is a round table. I wonder why we go to round table a lot. And this was a great picture. In fact, we have a dog and some kids, some future CSE majors. I'll let you figure out which one is the future CSE major. And here's some more. Oh, look at some more kids and the Hack Like a Champion. And we started getting too big to even do it inside, so we started doing it outside now. And these are all people that, these are organized by people like Coco and Barina and other people to get us together for potlucks and things like that I don't have to do any work. This is a real family. This really is a family that I didn't really realize what. I just hired you guys because I needed somebody to help me, But you guys ended up creating a real family of people in here. And here's another one. This is a big one up in my office too. And here's a nice panoramic. We need people. Actually, I think what I'm going to have to do is make sure that somebody has a really nice camera and a tripod, because some of our iPhone and Droid cameras or phones that are taking pictures aren't nearly as good. And so I'll leave this up for a little bit. So, it's the resolution isn't that good, but we're missing half of the people. But there's one joker over on the right side here who's not moving at all, and but the whole idea. There's. So the resolution is bad, but at least you can see it all. And so when I was asked to get up there and say, okay, well, we need people to contribute, alumni to contribute. I go, well, they're not going to contribute to the UCSD in general. They're probably not going to contribute to the School of Engineering in general, but they will contribute to the CSE Tutor Fund. And if you go to my homepage, on the very top of my homepage, you will see a link to the CSE Tutor Fund. Now, the reason I put it there is because I used to get alumni that would send me an email and say, hey, I want to contribute to the CSE Tutor Fund, but I can't find it. I go, okay, I'll send you the URL. Well, about 4 hours later, I'm still looking for it, and I still can't find it. So when I finally did find it, thank you, Google, I finally found it. I said, we need to, make it a little bit more prevalent. And every time I get somebody that sends an email asking me, at least I say, go to my homepage, do that. So now I'm getting on menu to say that I have some announcements to make. So, of course, we're always looking for money. Rajesh said, we just got all these, millions of dollars. Well, that doesn't go necessarily directly to hired tutors. That goes to a lot of other things that the university and other people think are at much higher levels. We're like, a little bit lower, and I believe that you need to know high people in low places. So that's us, okay? I just am reading here that what we're doing is we're trying to get as much money as we can. Okay, thanks. That's good. But we have $125,000 that is going to be matched by the department. So the first person to donate $125,000 is going to get matched by the department. So it says here that the department will match 1-to-1 for a total of $125,000. All right. If you have a company, if you're working for a company that actually does matching, and we have a whole web page on all the companies that have matching, some companies don't. If you work for a company that doesn't match, then you need to give money to somebody who works at a company that does match, and then we get a 3-to-1. Your donation, the department's donation, and then the matching donation from the company. So 3 seems to be a good feng shui type of number. We're going to do that. Oh, this is good. Gifts of all sizes are welcome and appreciated, yes. Probably the larger, the better. That would help. And we are, oh my God, holy shit. Is this being recorded? I'm reading here that we're excited to announce that Tener has given a lead gift of $25,000 to kick us off. Tener. People may not know who Tener is. Will you stand up, Tener? So that's Tener. So Tener probably flunked my classes, but it was good. And so what we need to do is try to get everybody who is now working and making the big bucks, just give a little back, $500, $1,000, $2,000, and that really adds up. And I know that I need the money because I've been told across 3 large classes I'm allowed to hire 15 tutors, but I keep hearing 50. So all of you current tutors here, trust me, the only way that I'm able to hire you, and Gary is able to hire some of his tutors, and Paul and Susan and everybody else, is because people before you and companies have given back. And we are really living off of your donations. As Rajesh said, the university just keeps cutting the TA fund. We rob from the TA fund to pay tutors, and I hire way too many people than I'm supposed to, so I need you guys to help pay these. So all of you who are out working, give. All you who are about to graduate a year or 2 out, you're going to be paying off all your student loans. You're going to be buying cars and and all sorts of electronic equipment, and just throw a 1 or 2K our way, and just remember, remember all the good times. Oh, look at that. I mean, how could you? Oh, look at that. Look at. Oh my God, they're matching shirts. I wonder who designed that shirt. Anu? Anu, all right. Everyone knows Anu. Look at these. Oh my gosh. How can you turn down a wholesome group of young Americans that are all from Southern California like this? So I know that I'm over time, but there are a couple other things. Gary already mentioned Tatis. Tatis, stand up. This wouldn't be happening without Tatis. Tatis, stand up. Stand up. Let people see who you are. This is my new younger sister right here. So Tatis was great because she says, let's do it, and we all say yes. And between Gary and me and Joe and a couple other people, she'd go, okay, well, we need this. And there'd be silence. Okay, well, what are your plans for this? And there'd be silence. So she was the one that had the cattle prod and knew how high to turn the cattle prod up to keep us going. This really wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her. Okay, so thank you, Tatis. The other thing is, I'd like to thank Cisco, because they're the only company that actually threw some bucks our way to help pay for things and sponsored our shirt here. I'd also like to thank the designers of our shirt. So Zach, stand up, Zach. Zach did the back here. It's a cool design. And Shazzy, where's Shazzy? Stand up, Shazzy. She did this really cool light bulb design with the filament, and I was talking to a few people, and they're saying, oh, yeah, we're going to have kids. And I'm looking, your kids are not going to even know what a filament on an incandescent light bulb means anymore. But this is a real cool design. Okay, that's enough I have to say. Gary, are you next? Oh, well, thanks. Thank you. Let me. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rick, and thank you, tutors, and for your future donations. When you graduate, you're so used to writing checks once a quarter to the university, so why should it stop now? Let's see here. So we're going to have a photo op soon. You saw those photos of my tutors and Rick's tutors. So we'd like to have a photo of everyone before we come to a close here. But before that, we're going to have a raffle. So you should get your numbers ready. Your numbers, they're on your name tag. So you're all computer scientists, so the numbers, of course, they're all in binary, and you need to translate them into decimal to recognize whether you win a prize or not. That's the Tutor Reunion way. So all those that registered, all the tutors and the alumni that registered have the number on their tag. So, I should announce in octal, I don't know, or in hex. We'll just announce it in decimal. So we're going to do the raffle in just a second, and then we're going to have your photos. So everyone here is wearing the same shirt. So we need to all wear the same shirt. So our pick one is the CSE alumni plus the faculty will all come up here, not yet. And then our pick two will have the current tutors join us. And then once we're all done, there's coffee, dessert, and more reuniting outside. And there's also more food. No, you didn't eat all the food. You're not hungry enough. I guess you're not the starving students anymore. So let's go ahead and do our numbers here. Here's Excel with our random number generator. And there's 10 numbers. And here they all, oh, you're not seeing them. Let's turn off the PowerPoint. Turn off the PowerPoint. There are numbers, but there's too big. Those aren't the numbers, those aren't the numbers. Here we go. We need to make them all random. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, here are our numbers. Okay, so who has one of those numbers? I shouldn't have to read the list, should I? I think number 7 is here. I've seen him. 3 1s, all 0s and 3 1s. Here we go. Or here, help yourself. Okay, how about the next one? 51. 51. 51. I've seen him here too. Where are your binary skills? Do I have to say, Jai Wei, come on up? 114 is 114. I haven't seen her. So it's Teresa. Is Teresa here? Teresa Calderon. Okay, I guess she missed it, so we'll get another number there. How about number 23? Clifford Chen? No, he's not here either.
I would take it to him at work.
And number 80. Number 80, he's not here. I know him. Number 3, I guess she has an excuse. Reem Allos. Congratulations, but her husband should have translated for her. Number 29, he's here as well. I've seen him. Marcus, where are you? And number 20, I haven't seen him. Sean Chan. He's not here. Number 156 is 156. Helen Peng. Another person? Okay, I guess we do this again for the rest of them. Let's see here. Okay, number 150. Are you ready for 150? I've seen him. Miles Minton. I saw him earlier today. I guess he's stepped out. Number 34. I've seen, there we go. A true computer scientist. Brendan. Number 87. I've seen him here as well. Munir, come on up. We have how many more? 4 more? Okay, that was 87. 121 is Joshua Gross. Number 84 is someone who's not here. Number 41 is Jonathan Freeman. All right. I guess you haven't taken Rick's class to learn the decimal to binary translation? Okay, so that we left off at 41. Number 129, the very last one, last but not least, is Hu Zheng Kyo. Doesn't sound like that person's here. How about number 57? Number 57, Nathan Kosick. Number 167 is Beth Yu Shi. Okay, so we have one more to go. Let's try once more. Number 3, that's Reem, but she can't win twice. Number 71. 71 is, he's here. There we go, another true computer scientist, Travis. Okay, so if we want beer and wine and things, they're going to be there for another 20 minutes. So picture, picture, picture. Get on your shirts. Get on your shirts and come on up. Faculty and alumni tutors.
stand. What? Speech. No. Yes. 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 One more. Yes. Yes.